is up, guys? Marvel Madness here. We are going to be starting the evening here without Sin City Cards and Comics. I'm not sure where he's at right now. He's running a little late because he had a different stream on IG, but he'll be joining us pretty quick here. We have a great night planned tonight. I got a special guest. His name is on IG or Facebook is Sports Card Nonsense. Sports Cards Nonsense. If you follow him or anything like that, if you follow any sports, he's got 50,000 followers on Facebook. It's pretty crazy. But his name is Mike Geo, and he's going to be joining me. And we're going to go from there. So just stay tuned. And yeah, that's what our plan is tonight. Dude, what is up? How's it going, Gio?
I was watching the movie, man. I like the graphics, dude.
Oh, thanks,
cool.
man. That's all compliments to Marvel Madness Studios.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I like it.
So what's up, man? Tell me a little about yourself there. We got Sin just joined us. So what's up, Sin?
What's up, guys? My apologies. I was having technical difficulties, but I'm here. So thanks a lot. I appreciate you.
It's all good. Yes. We're just trying to do an introduction with Gio. Gio, tell us a little about yourself, man.
I forgot this was video, so I have to explain my other shoulder. This one. That's my microwave, by the way, on the back. Normally I don't have my kitchen in my living room or in my office, but we are renovating the basement. So we got the microwave here, got some chairs behind me. It's a fun setup in here. So yeah, and we're pumped. And I'm not a night person, so I told you I smashed some caffeine. I'm going to try to stay awake a little bit. So,
hey, I appreciate it. I know with a lot of us that do content creation and all that stuff, we have time zones that we have to deal with. And it's kind of frustrating sometimes. It's like, okay, what time zone you in? And you're like, oh, man, you're East Coast. That's going to be hard. So I understand. I understand.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah. Hey, so just a little bit of background, I guess, with you actually have a joint podcast with somebody. You co-host with his name's Jesse. What's Jesse's last name? I don't even know.
Yeah, Jesse Gibson, my wife's cousin. Yep.
Oh, your wife's cousin. Okay.
Big fella.
Yeah.
Right.
And I saw a picture of you two. Is that both you guys when you were kids?
Oh, no, that's him and his brother. I've never been that
close. Oh, holy snap. I thought that was you. And so I was like,
I've
known each other for that long.
I've never been within 2 feet of his height. No chance. No, that's his brother. So I met him when I was like 22. We got married.
Oh, okay.
I met him.
Awesome.
Yep.
That makes sense, right?
Yep.
So what made you what kind of made you start the podcast for one?
So I was into card breaking. I grew up doing construction and all that back in Boston. And then, I don't know, 12, 15 years in, something like that, I bought some cards off a guy on eBay. And instead of shipping them, I looked and I was like, this dude lives a mile from me. So I went down the street and I was like, hey, I just knocked on his door. I was like, hey, like I have your cards from eBay. I didn't want to ship them to you. And he started explaining to me what breaking was. I'd never heard of that. Like guys ripping open packs and boxes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what are you talking about? First of all, I was like, doesn't sound real. And then he made this living doing this, which was even crazier. And like a couple months later, I started messing around, helping him break and sorting and shipping. And then I finally got into breaking full time. And me and him, and I ended up selling off the construction business and going into that. And then when it boomed in 2020, I sold the breaking business. And I guess I was retired for a few months and just bored out of my mind. So I started doing the podcast. I actually started doing it live on Facebook. That's why I was so impressed with your video. I'm so useless with technology. I was doing a screen share as an intro. So strike one, I was using a Larry Bird highlight reel because I'm an idiot Homer Celtics fan. Number two, I'd never muted my microphone. So there's a video playing and you just hear me like smashing my keyboard like a dummy. And then it was all cut up. It was terrible. But that was it. So I started that in like end of 2020, like October of 2020.
Okay. All right. And then
I do have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Not to come out of left field, but What really got you, after the breaking stuff? Are you collecting more sports card now? I mean, what's kind of like your hobby as far as collecting goes?
Yeah, so collecting. So I've kind of always been a set guy. So like that set over here, it's I know super hard to see. 2000 Flair Showcase Baseball is what got me. Like as a kid, it was like the first $6 pack, which I thought was crazy. And it had the first sweet spot autographs. So I got back into the hobby when I was like 24. Back in it would have been like 2010, I guess, or roughly 2010. I first initially went back to that. And so I kind of just started messing around collecting and all that. After I sold the company, though, I got super heavy into sets again. So I went back and put that together. I started messing with a couple other autograph sets for football. And then about a year ago, I started messing with, we did our first ever Marvel break just for fun, just for me and Jesse, actually, a 1990 Marvel box. And I love, like, I saw it and I was like, these are the coolest things. It was just super simple. And I was like, we work real close with SGC, the grading company. So for the last year, I've just been messing around, trying to put that base set together as SGC 10. So that's been like the big PC stuff that I've been messing with.
Nice.
That's pretty dang cool. That's pretty awesome.
Nice.
I was going to ask you how
yeah.
young you were when you started collecting
That was
trading cards. So
super little. My brother's 7 years older than me, so I was 4, 5, 6 going to shows all the way up through like freshman, sophomore year of high school. Then got out of it for I don't know 5 years or so. And then when I went to propose to my wife, I had like a couple random boxes left of just all the stuff I collected as a kid. So I just sold that all off to buy the engagement ring, and then was out of it probably. I probably didn't have a card in my possession for 5 years, first 4 or 5 years of marriage. So
wow. Yeah, I mean the reason why I brought that up and you said sets is because in the Marvel card space there are a couple of different type of collectors, right? We have set collectors, we have character collectors. So that's awesome that you're that type of set collector because it's huge in the Marvel space.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's what honestly that was kind of drew me to the 1990 set. I started messing with them, and I was like, and then there's like the whole different like there's the comic book ones, there's like the the multiple character ones, and I was telling Josh like it was easy. There weren't a ton of like numbered. There's no variations. There's just the silvers. I was like, I can understand. I'm dumb enough to understand how this works. I was like, I'm good with base stuff, so I was like, I'm gonna start there.
Nice.
So,
hey, any Marvel card is a cool card to look at, and that's the thing is you open those 90s Impel boxes, and still even the 90 Impel being the basic set as it is, and you're like hunting for those holograms or you're hoping you get a hologram, when you're seeing those cards, just the art alone is pretty sick to look at. And it's not like how you're like sports cards. You're like, okay, what do we got? You're flipping through your sports trying to find that insert. With Marvel cards, you're like stopping at every one and like, oh, that's a cool one. Look at that one.
Yeah, totally different experience. I liked it. Yep.
That's cool, man. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, that's kind of how I got hooked up. Everybody with Geo is I started just posting stuff, and I found. I can't remember if it was your Instagram first or your Facebook group first, but I just tagged you a couple times and you like responded and all that stuff very positively. And I'm just like, dude, that's cool, man. Cause I'm always looking to bring more people as a one hobby together, whether it's any genre like Star Wars, Pokemon, sports. And I have my own sports cards too that I collected and I still have. Have quite a bit of wrestling cards.
Nice.
And then I still have my Daryl Strawberry and my Bo Jackson and my Ken Griffey Jr. stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah, Junior was my guy. Yep.
I definitely have that, and can't forget my Anthony Hardaway too. So
okay, Penny. Yeah. I like that. All right.
Yeah. So
nice.
Okay, Sin, we just started. So I know you usually do your little intro and all that stuff, but how about we talk about pickups like we always kind of do. So what kind of pickups did you get?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me grab them because they're just to the right of me.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
All right.
We'll talk about those.
And when we talk about pickups, we invite our guests. If you ever in the past week picked any of your sports cards up, if you get some or anything, we'd love to see them.
For sure. Yeah, I got a desk full, so I'll give you a little overview.
Nice.
All right, so the first big one, I'm really big right now, Mike, into collecting comic books. I've always been into Marvel cards, but I've transitioned away from just collecting a bunch of different characters in Marvel to only collecting Venom cards. So I'm only a Venom card collector at the moment in the Marvel space, Marvel card space, but I'm really, really passionate about comics. So I've been after the Amazing Spider-Man run from 1 to issue 10 back in the 60s, Silver Age. They're just, for me, they're classic books. Jack Kirby is amazing. Steve Ditko is amazing. Obviously, Stan Lee. But for me, as an investment piece, they're just more, I should say, safe to jump into.
Gotcha.
So
that's like vintage comic book. Is that considered vintage, right?
It's vintage comics.
Nice.
just like vintage baseball is
Sure.
just always going year after year. You're getting a gain on those vintage baseball cards, and they'll continue doing that because there's so many people out there collecting those vintage baseball cards, which I'm also diving into that space as well.
Nice.
Now as a
Okay.
transition, yeah, I'm after Jackie Robinson cards. Hank Aaron is one of my favorite players because I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. I grew up an Atlanta Braves fan back in the 80s.
Okay.
With Sid Bream and Dale Murphy and all those guys.
Nice.
I mean, Hank Aaron, I'm after those cards, but all the greats, obviously Mickey Mantle is just outpriced right now.
Sure.
It'll always be Mickey Mantle, but Jackie Robinson, in my opinion, is a staple in baseball. He brought over the African American. He cut that tie that there was always there back in the day, so he'll always be remembered as one of the greats for that as well. But anyways, I don't want to keep rambling. So I picked up ASM issue number 7. This is the second appearance of Vulture. It's a 4.0, and I'm not sure if you know how the grades are with comics, but with CGC, it'll go from a 0.5 all the way to a 10.
Okay.
10 is obviously the most difficult one to get, but so for the most part, 9.8 is pretty much considered a 10.
Okay.
But with these type of issues, this is from 1963. A 4.0 is still valuable. I mean, 9.8s in this are going for, $100,000 or $80,000. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this is the second appearance. Awesome book to have right here. And then I started doing a little bit of DC. So the first Silver Age Batman appearance of the Riddler.
Is this allowed on the show? Are you allowed to talk about DC?
Yeah.
Dude, Josh's head was like, "What is going on here?"
No.
Are we getting kicked off YouTube? Be straight.
We welcome non-sports also on all non-sports.
Yeah. He gives me hell for it, but it is what it is.
I like it.
Classic cover here. It's a pink cover, 4.0 copy, first Riddler in Silver Age.
Okay.
From 1965. And then the first Penguin appearance in Silver Age.
Is that a dragon?
That's a dragon, and you got Penguin over here.
What the heck?
Which is kind of
pretty
cool. And I don't know if I showed this last week. I think I did, but I'm going to bring it out. So I ended up picking up an ASM number 1. This is not the first issue. This is a reprint. They called them the Golden Age, the Golden Record reprints, because they would come with an actual record that you could actually play, and it has music playing along while you're reading the comic back in the 60s. Issue number 1 of ASM, I believe, came out in 1962 or 63, if I'm not mistaken, and this one came out in 1966. So this book here, to me, is still considered one of the books to have, because if you can't afford an ASM 1, which goes for thousands of dollars, this is the second best thing to say that you at least have a copy of it that you can read, and it's a little bit of a piece of history there.
Nice.
Yeah. We got a question for you, Mike. There is actually the Skybox metal.
The metal Marvel set. I saw Stacking's question.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tell you, I started putting it together. I think there's only like 15 or 20 cards.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool. So they actually did I believe this is right, at least the Marvel character. They did one per position. So like all the
Sure.
running backs like Barry, Emmett.
Yep.
I forget the other ones.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's with Wolverine. I know.
That's right.
I have-
So I think all the running backs are with Wolverine in that set.
Okay.
And then like all the quarterbacks are Captain America, maybe. I
Yeah,
have one.
probably.
I have one graded one. It's John Elway and somebody else.
Oh, that's
in
cool.
the Marvel character. But yeah, it's actually a pretty neat set. I had never even heard of it, by the way, until like 6 months ago when someone was like, "Hey, if you're doing the 90s set, what about this?" And I was like, "Dude, I didn't even know." What's wild about that though, you can get them raw for like $5 to $10. But
Yeah.
if you get a 10, it's like hundreds, if not thousands. Like
Yeah.
it's just a crazy tough condition set.
I have a couple cards of the Wolverine and a couple of the other players. I think there's 2 main running backs that had Wolverine, and I have
Okay.
those two cards. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of them, and then another one,
Nice.
I believe. So, but yeah, no, those are sweet.
Yeah, they're pretty cool
Jack
looking.
brought those up. So, there's actually, I don't know if you know that there's one that there's a Deadpool set of only Deadpool that was on it was on Upper Deck EPAC as well as just regular physical boxes Upper Deck put out. But it actually had a bunch of Deadpool with baseball and sports.
Oh, yeah, I never heard of that. Okay.
Kind of cool. Yeah.
Nice.
I have a couple cards of that too. So,
I have one last issue to show, and then we'll switch it over to Josh.
Okay.
So this is issue number 10, first appearance of the Enforcers. So I'm able to have right now. I only need 3 copies to go in my 1 through 10 run, and I'll be able to get that goal this year, and then work on something else to go down a rabbit hole. Right. So
nice. Who are the Enforcers?
Nobody's.
Okay, I was gonna say I never heard of them, but I was like, man, it's probably like something.
Yeah, it's one of those group of villains that really never took off.
Okay.
They showed up again in issue 14, which is the first appearance of Green Goblin.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, they weren't really considered, to be too big.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Cool. Am I up now?
Yep, you're up.
All right, here we go. All right, see that okay?
Yep.
All right, these aren't pickups, but I just wanted to show you some of the sports cards I have.
C-Web, okay.
And this is actually considered one of his rookie cards, I believe.
It's a 93 Upper Deck, right?
Chris Webber, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So, and then not these ones right here. These were some other ones. So just to let you know, Marvel Madness has some sports cards. Okay.
I like it.
Pick this one up. Anthony Hardaway and Kobe Bryant. It's from the metal. The Marvel metal skybox.
Suns uniform action there on Penny.
Yeah. Yep. And then we got this right here. I thought that was a pretty sick card. A Sex Century card.
EX
Anthony
Century,
Hardaway. And then this metal card, Anthony Hardaway too.
Yeah, the Michael Jordan of that metal universe is highly sought out for.
So I actually had this jersey growing up, and my wife sold it in a garage sale, and I was pissed. But this jersey I had, it was the pinstripe white jersey. It was by far one of my coveted items, and she got rid of some stuff one time. Wasn't a happy time. And then I got a couple parallels of this one. This was from just recently 2020, 2021. I got a pink, an orange. I got another like reddish. And then this one here. I don't have the whole full rainbow, but I have part of a rainbow. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Anthony Hardaway. So my love for some of the Anthonys out there, that's for sure.
So what's the Penny connection, by the way? Where did that come from?
High school.
Okay.
It was probably my junior, senior year. My best friend and I would play video games. We would go out with girls and stuff, but then we'd also watch Orlando Magic with Shaquille O'Neal and
gotcha.
all that
Okay.
jazz too. So that's kind of where that was at. So
Okay, nice.
but I got like these cards that don't mean nothing, right? But they mean a lot to me because they were cards that I had when I was a kid. That just were just cards that I just kept, and people that I knew, Sean Kemp and all that stuff, Steve Young. They're just cards that I kept when I was a kid. Karl Malone, Jerry Rice, Daryl Strawberry.
Mike, did you ever? I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Oh,
Josh.
you're good. Nolan Ryan, Grant Hill. This was a fun card because I got it from a buddy, and I thought it was one of the coolest cards ever of Grant Hill. He kind of really didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, made the Hall of Fame at least. Come on, let's not kill him too much.
yeah.
Deion Sanders,
Dion.
Magic Johnson, John Stockton. He's from he went to Gonzaga. I'm from Spokane, Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my tie there. But I know they're kind of worthless cards, but to me they're just my childhood. So
nice.
Mike, did you ever pick up the Bo Jackson with the bat on his shoulders?
Yeah, so I had a couple early, like 2017, 2018-ish. And then same thing, they went so nuclear in like 2021. I almost everything I sold. Like when it went so crazy, I was like, I just couldn't justify keeping a lot of things. So I just moved
I mean, if you managed to jump in at that point, you made out like a bandit.
Yeah, but that was one of the cards growing up for sure. Like that was a super iconic card because that's the black and white, isn't it?
The black and white pose, yeah. It's a sideways card, yep.
Yeah, that's right. It was like that. The Griffey growing up was huge.
Yeah, the upper deck grip. Yeah,
the upper deck Griffey.
Yeah,
some of the A-Rods too for me. The 93, 94 stuff was cool.
The Jeter foil, silver foil card, his rookie. That is just tons of money now. If you can get that in a gem. Whew.
Oh yeah, the 93 SP. Yep.
Yeah, the 93 SP foil.
Do you get many of these, Mike?
Very rarely. I don't do anything. I hardly ever buy on eBay.
Okay.
Almost all private stuff.
No, that's completely cool. That's nice that you're able to do that. Well, this was a card, one of my pickups this last week. Okay. I guess I'll show this one first. We'll go from there. So this is an autograph of the artist from 2013 Fleer Retro of Wolverine. And it's a 1990 homage. So it actually is a throwback of 1990. And so that's why it looks like a 1990s Impel, because it's a throwback. But Jim Chung is the artist of this Wolverine. And actually, this is a cover of a comic book I found out later on. So I have the comic that matches this too. But
very cool.
This right here, there's a set of autos. This is the base card of 2013 Fleer Retro right here. This is the base. This is one auto. This is a second auto that actually takes in 1993 Marvel Universe. And it's a homage to that set. And then you got this one right here, 1992 Marvel Masterpieces. And that's a homage to that set. That's an Arthur Adams signed version of that artist. So these four cards are from 2013 Fleer Retro. Actually, this one from, I think one of these is from 2015 Retro. That's right. So these are from the 2013. I apologize. These are from 2013. These three. And then there's three cards from 2015, which is right here. This is the 2015 base card. That's signed, autograph on the back. And then this is the one insert from 1992. And then this is the 1992 X-Men homage to Jim Lee's set. I don't know if you are familiar with this border, but Jim Lee did a set, and it was this blue border. Look up 1992 Jim Lee, and you'll find that. But this is a homage to that, which actually uses some art actually done by Stuart Immonen, and that's who autographed this is Stuart Immonen's. And
nice. So those are the artists? Is that who's signing them?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That is correct. You are correct on that aspect of it. But no, I just want to show that last pickup that I had of this Wolverine was my last auto that I needed to complete those sets. So pretty happy to have that now for sure. So, and then I think what this is from a buddy of mine. We did some giveaways, and I think it's just from that. And he lives in Canada. His name is Swish Rips.
Oh yeah, he's in the chat right now. There you go.
Yeah. I think this is what that's from, and I think he gave me some extra cards. So,
oh yeah, there's my 1990 Wolverine right there.
Yeah. Is a Toy Biz promo. Oh my gosh. You didn't have to do that, dude. Did not have to do that. He gave me a Toy Biz. So this is actually a little different than what you have in the set, because it comes out of a toy that's a Wolverine toy.
Okay.
And it's a promo that Toy Biz put out. And it's a Wolverine card.
Nice.
It was actually from 1991, this Toy Biz, even though this set came out in 1990. So, but this is the card that I won, and then he threw that in. So I appreciate that, Swish Rips. Appreciate it. That's cool.
Very important question though, Josh and Sin. That lady on the card, how would you pronounce that name? The card you just held. It's very important down in the South.
Aunt May?
Aunt
May?
Aunt May?
I'm with Sin. Okay. I have to tell people down south an ant is an insect. I have aunts. I don't have insects, so I have aunts. I'm the only person down here who said everything else is Aunt May, Aunt this.
I'm from Washington State, where we say Washington. Ant. I don't know.
Worse than ants. I got it. All right. It's very important. I just want to make sure we didn't go over that.
Is it a bag or a bag?
I don't know what that second thing was, so I'm going to go with the first.
Well, you go to the store and you say paper, plastic. Is it a bag or a bag?
Just a bag.
Okay.
Just a bag.
You're still getting paper bags in Spokane? What are they, just ripping down trees out there? What's happening? What's going on in Utah where they got paper bags still?
Oh gosh.
Gotta get out west.
Funny. But yeah, this one right here is from you probably don't even know a lot of these sets, but this is Into the Spider-Verse set that is modern from 2020, 2021. It actually came out 2022 this year. It's last year. So
nice.
The last pickup, holy cow. This is from some guy that just sent me card. I don't know who his name is. He might be the guy that is in this chat, but
Swish Rip says they're banning plastic bags in Canada. What?
Wow.
Canadians, man, they're not messing around.
No, they're not.
All right. Well, he was more diligent than me because I still have yet to send mine off. Oh, I'm going to send it tomorrow there, Sin, okay?
No worries. No worries, man.
But I did a trade with Sin City Cards and Comics. He's going to be getting a 2017 Fleur Ultra Spider-Man auto of Venom, which I'm glad he could add that to his personal collection. And then he gave me this in return, which I call the Lumberjack Wolverine. And it's the bronze version, Precious Metal Gems of 2016 Fleur Retro.
2017. Oh,
did I say 27? Oh yeah, 2017 for retro. Sorry. Well, the reason I you tell Mike about this card. How I feel about it.
Well, I mean, as far as like the pose, you don't see the claws of Wolverine, Mike, on the car for that matter. It's not really doing Wolverine justice. But I think, Mike, you would appreciate a card like this because the precious metal gems started with the '96 basketball,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and then those are highly sought out for cards. So Marvel came out with their version of a precious metal gem that started in 2013. That's the
Yeah, we
first.
talked about it a little bit before.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
the Flair Retro. Yeah, because they brought it back in football and basketball too. Then, I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
know they did
yeah.
Marvel.
So
No.
so hockey also has the precious metal gems as well.
Okay.
But Marvel obviously in your conversation that you had with Josh, there's been one 2013, 15, 17, and now 2022. Or no, I'm sorry, 18 also had one too, and then X-Men Metal had it, and then Spidey Metal. So there's been about 5 or 6 sets that have had these precious metal gems.
Oh, that's cool. They don't do it every year though. I actually like that. There's only been like 5 or 6 sets since 13.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, but they use precious metal gems, not Marvel sets in general.
No, that's what I mean. I like it. I mean, at least they keep them rare. Yeah, that's one thing we struggle with in the sports card world. Sometimes it's like if it's a good thing, let's just print 80 billion copies each year of it.
So there is an insert that's coming out in one of the newer sets that you're familiar with, Jambalayas.
Oh yeah, okay. Old
Yeah,
school Flair, yeah.
So 2013 had them, 2015 had them, and then 2017 had them, and 2018 had them of Flair Ultra X-Men. And then they didn't have them in any of the modern sets. And then just this new set that's coming out, it's called Flair Ultra Avengers, and they are going to have jambalayas in it. So
Nice.
We're pretty excited as a Marvel community for that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
But no, I give a big shout out to Sin City. Thanks, Alex, for giving me a Wolverine I didn't have because I never really wanted. But this I now wanted because it came from my boy Sin.
Thanks for giving me this thing I didn't want, Alex. Appreciate it. Gonna go put it in his paper bag and call it a day.
It definitely was a great trade. Like it gave me something that it didn't have, and I appreciate it. So this is the only other precious metal gem I will have of this Wolverine, though. So I appreciate you giving that to me there.
No worries, buddy. I'm glad I can give you a card you didn't want.
Well, I want it now, so no one can take it now. But no, that's all I had for pickups, I guess. For myself.
Cool, man.
So,
we can kind of work it right into talking about some news.
Yeah, let's go into Marvel news.
Awesome. So how are you with the MCU movies? Mike, are you entertained by them? Have you watched any of them? If you have, which ones have you watched?
So yeah, I mean, I like the ones that I've seen. I've seen the Avengers. What are there? 3 or 4? The 4 of those, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen those. The Captain Americas. I've seen all those. I'm trying to think which other ones I've seen. The Doctor Stranges. I've seen those. Yeah, for a casual person, I think I keep up with them mostly.
Did you start out with the Iron Mans?
Oh yeah, Iron Man. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so you're not one of those that just hasn't seen a single one, right?
No. I've seen more than I haven't seen.
Okay, gotcha. So we like to bring up some news every single week, and this week looks like Sony is trying to make as much as they can with having the rights to the Spider-Verse. So this week we got news that Spider-Man Noir is going to be a live action series. The first one that they brought up was Silk. So Silk is also going to have her own live action series. And if you're not familiar with these type of Spider-Man, so obviously there's many different Spider-Mans in the Spider-Verse. I don't know exactly how many, but I mean, we're talking tons. We're about to have an idea of how many when the next Miles Morales animated movie comes out, which is Across the Spider-Verse, which comes out. When did they say, Josh, that comes out? I can't remember.
The End of the Spider-Verse should be coming out this year.
Okay. Yeah, so we should have that sometime this year. But Sony is obviously trying to make as much money as possible with still having the rights to Spider-Man and anything dealing with Spider-Man in his universe. So Spider-Man Noir was announced. There are rumors of, and again, we get rumors all the time, but Nicolas Cage, I heard, might be in the running for the casting for this character. We'll see.
For Spider-Man?
For Spider-Man Noir, yeah.
What?
Yeah, so
they're gonna make him like Uncle Ben or something. He's old. Kill him off.
This guy has a mask on, so
Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna play that. Again, there are rumors. This character here, I don't know too much. I didn't read the comics to get his back history, but I know that this one actually has a gun. So he uses a gun as well. He's more of a detective style Spider-Man, so he's more of like a Batman type of / Spider-Man type of character, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh.
Well, the first Into the Spider-Verse was a cartoon. Did you see that at all, Mike? It was more of a kid show. But a lot of us adults that are into Marvel have seen the show too, right? I've seen it where Miles Morales is his intro into the Spider-Verse, right? So Miles Morales is the new Spider-Man, the black suit Spider-Man, and that's where that cartoon came from. And Spider-Man Noir actually was in that, and it was actually Nicolas Cage's voice. And so that's where Nicolas Cage is coming from. He did such a good job in that they're gonna be wanting him to do the actual one that is gonna be specific to Noir. So
Yep.
Gotcha.
I mean, not to be off topic, but they're starting to do more and more of that. Actors and actresses out there who are doing voiceovers for these animated films that get brought over to the live action world are getting a potential shot at playing their own character in that live action series. One being Lars Mikkelsen, who is in the Star Wars world, that has been cast to do Thrawn.
So Derper Duper Doo has some insight on some of that stuff as far as with Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, he made a great point there. Kevin Feige did almost get fired back in 2015.
June 23rd.
What a great line. Derpa Derpa Doo has some insight to share. I like that. I like that. That's good.
He's one of our peeps. He's a good guy.
So. I like his name. By the way, I hate to say this. I just got the 10-minute warning from my wife.
Yep. Okay. No worries.
Hey, I do have a question though before you move topics on the movie stuff. So like in sports, like a Super Bowl, team makes Super Bowl is a big bump. A guy retires or goes into the Hall of Fame or something like that, or breaks a record. So, like with the card community in Marvel, if there's like a movie that comes out or something, so will the Spider-Man market kind of take off because of this, or is it more like the Spider-Man Noir stuff might take off, but not the rest, or no effect? Or how does that work?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I know Josh wants to chime in, but I'll chime in real fast. So, in the comic side, everything right now, Spider-Man Noir has taken off.
Oh, already.
Gotcha. With the announcement. And that always happens. So with comics, you get an announcement boost, you get a trailer boost, and then after the movie comes out, it goes down.
Okay,
that's the
off season.
Yeah. So I'll have Josh go ahead and chime in.
What I was gonna say is there's multiple debates on some collectors saying it may or may not, or it doesn't at all move the market, right? How I look at it is the Marvel card community is so small that you don't see much of the market move, right? You don't see much of that. But I will say this, how we had the boom with the Marvel cards and all that stuff and the whole be a big PMG push with the Marvel cards, you even on the sports side got wind of it, I'm sure. Right?
You're talking like with Alt, right? When they started going crazy.
Sure. But in general, Marvel PMGs were just going nuts, right? People were like trying to get them and all that. Well, two of the Spider-Man cards were up on gold. One was on Golden Auctions, one was on eBay. the night that Spider-Man, that Saturday, that first weekend Spider-Man hit, the very first with the last Spider-Man that hit, the first blue PMG sold for over $100,000 on Golden Auctions, and that was a blue PMG. And then shortly after that, there's some greens that sold for $250,000. And so with that movie, that did push a few cards. I would have to say it had some sort of effect, but because the Marvel card community is so small, you just don't have enough data. We have a buddy that's into the data science. His name is Pancake Analytics. His name's Tom, good friend of ours. He actually just doesn't have a lot of data, but the data that he has had, there are some movement when there's spec, just like Moon Knight cards. Moon Knight's more popular than that character has ever been. And is it because of the Disney shows? I mean, I would say that's part of it, but I can't blame it all on that, but I do see movement there. But it's not going to be for sure certain, and I'm never going to say, hey, pick up all these cards of Spider-Man Noir because it's going to pay off for you. I'm not going to say that at all, but I'm sure people are picking them up right now because of the spec. So,
nice. For sure.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's all the news I had for this week.
Okay.
We'll talk some more next week about more detailed news out there. But I wanted to definitely bring up the Spider-Man Noir news.
Well, if we only have a little bit more time with you, Mike, I just wanted you to kind of end just kind of explaining a little bit about what your podcast does, what your mention your Facebook and kind of what you guys do there, and kind of go for there for some of our viewers.
Yeah, so sports cards nonsense, kind of that kind of encompasses what we do. We try to focus on sports and obviously the card market and what we try to stay balanced. We try not to just be hey, this is the top 5 cards of the week or the best cards to buy or sell. I mean, we definitely work that in. I mean, I'm pretty active as a seller across platforms now. But yeah, a lot of it'll be, hey, we picked up these cards this week, and like the opening for the show. What's today? The show yesterday was like Kevin Durant. A major trade happens. Hey, this is what we think. We'll speculate. This is what I think the market might do for Durant stuff, different things like that. So that's generally the focus on the podcast. And then, yeah, social media is a train wreck, right? I mean, you get 55,000 people together behind a keyboard. It becomes I hate in general social media. I try to stay off it as much as I can. We have a couple interns that do the majority of it, which is nice.
Okay.
Because it's a nightmare, but it's you see some cool stuff, you get some cool stories, which is always fun. But
and a little bit about the Marvel side, I guess you're working on a full set of 1990 graded for the Impel set, right?
Yeah, the 1990 base Impel set. I got them in my box. I could.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was gonna say I got my sweatpants on.
Does it have to be? Does it have to be SGC or are you okay?
Yeah, I like the uniformity of the set. So like most of my sets are raw, and I'll just keep them in a top loader.
Okay.
Like the Sweet Sig set is all just in the magnetics, the one touch to keep them clean. And yeah, I just like the SGC hookup. I just think it looks. I just like the tuxedo look around the card. So I thought, we'll roll with that.
When I just got into grading at the very beginning of the year of 2021, I didn't know much about it. I submitted cards to Beckett, I submitted cards to PSA, and then they shut down.
Right.
Like, okay, how can I get some cards real quick? And I actually submitted 30 cards to SGC, and probably 18 of them were 10s.
Oh, nice.
And then the rest were 9s. So I was happy with my submission for sure with SGC.
Sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say CCG is the big one for you guys, right? Or CSG, the comic book?
CGC.
Okay,
so,
CGC.
So CGC just started grading the Marvel cards. They hadn't graded for the longest period of time. For comics, yes. But for some reason or another, they wouldn't grade a Marvel card until just recently, probably mid last year, they started doing it. So
nice.
Yeah. But it was cool when they started doing it because a lot of us collectors wanted it to happen. I still haven't submitted some of mine because I don't know, like right now I'm not focusing on the grading aspect. I'm more focusing on picking up as much of the raw stuff that I can because the prices are so low. So I know
Yeah.
a lot of us do that. So
Nice.
but no, I appreciate you coming on, Mike. If you got to jump off, you're good to go. But if there's anything that you would like to tell our viewers, or if you have any questions about Marvel in general that we can answer right now, I'd love to help you out, and talk about it. So.
Where do I find my 90s stuff, man? eBay's running dry on me.
Hey guys,
No good.
you heard it. If you guys have any of your SGCs graded 9 or higher, reach out to Mike, sports card nonsense, on IG. Go to IG. It's really easy. The logo is actually on my actual thumbnail of this video. Check his stuff out there, or you can look him up on Facebook, message him, and he'd definitely probably look at PSA stuff too, and everything that way. If it's a 10, might crack it and go SGC. Who knows?
You got it. Yeah. Good to meet you guys. I appreciate you letting me bail earlier. Sorry, I tried to stay awake as long.
Dude,
you're good. You're good, Mike. I appreciate you,
I'm
buddy.
glad you could join us for this long, dude. I appreciate your time. Maybe we can do it again. So
good. Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime. Have a good night, guys.
Okay,
Have a good night, Mike. Thanks.
See ya.
All right, guys, it's just me and Sin. We got another probably a half hour or so that we can stick with you guys. And yeah, let's just talk and have some fun.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, so what did you think about Mike? I think Mike was good. Mike coming over from the sports card side. Definitely it's always good to get some ideas of what those guys are doing over there on that side, because I was obviously involved in that side as well, and how that market's doing. But it's kind of cool that he's after the sets, just like many Marvel card collectors out there are, and he's after the 90s set, which is the iconic MU.
Well, and to me, I don't want to always bring Dan the Great Curator up, but he comes up quite a bit just because of the fact that he does all the different parts. He does sports, he does Star Wars, he does Pokemon, he does Disney,
Marvel.
Pixar, and Marvel, right? In general.
Yeah.
He was big part of when PMGs were going. He was buying those PMGs like left and right, and grading them. So just how it was. But how I see it is we have one hobby, right? We collect trading cards or comics or collectibles in general. It's one hobby. It's all collectibles. Whether it's sports, whether it's Pokemon, whether it's Marvel, it's all together. So I welcome anybody that wants to dive into something new to dive in. I mean, I didn't even really know much about the 90s Impel with Mike until I did a little bit of research before he even came on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, this guy does go into a little bit of Marvel. So I was pretty excited about that. So, but no, that's how I looked at it. And so I'm glad Mike could come on. It just gives you a little bit different perspective coming from sports, that he doesn't know too much about the sets. There's a lot of people that don't know about these new modern sets that are coming out, and there's some cool sets coming out.
Yeah, no, that's true.
We just saw the Allegiance set that's coming out that Spidey Hits. Justin, he actually posted a video, Marvel News, about the Allegiance set, and he showed the the AP card of the from the artist, and that it was coming out, and then there was stuff about it. So I didn't even know there was another set like that. So
Yeah,
we haven't even seen some of the newer sets. Like there's supposed to be a Marvel premiere 2021, and it was supposed to come out in 2022. Now it's 2023, and we still don't have Marvel premiere.
Yeah. No, I
So,
mean, did you hear about the Avengers? Is that still slated to release,
supposed
or
to
have they
be the
pushed it back to March?
15th of March now.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be a more certain date, I think, is
Okay.
what my understanding is.
So that's gotten pushed back. Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
got
because it
pushed
was
back
supposed
a
to be
bit.
this month, right?
Yeah, it was slated, but I think they're just focused on the Disney sets now because I think Winter is it the Winter Soldier that's come or no, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier that's coming out as a set. Um and we saw WandaVision, and then there's one more Loki. Loki's coming out as well, which I'm
Okay.
pretty excited about to see some Tom Hiddleston autographs. I would
Yeah.
love to have one of those. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's played a major role in the Marvel universe, even since when he came out in Thor, the first Thor, and in the Avengers movies, and now his own TV show, and it took off because I think it was a pretty great show to do
Yeah.
the agent times, or what do they call those guys? The agency, the time agency, or whatever they call that group. Anyways, he's an awesome actor.
Oh yeah, for sure. What are we talking about here in the chat? It says Marvel Masterpiece stuff was signed by Bianchi, PSA authenticated. That went for super cheap on eBay. So I think they're talking about 2020.
Yep.
Well, 2018 would be Bianchi, but
Yeah.
they're just talking about some Marvel Masterpieces going pretty low.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I just don't understand with Marvel Masterpieces being a more, I guess more higher quality set. It just doesn't go for the prices that I think that set deserves, right? I
Yeah.
mean, and every single card in that set is numbered, except for the gold sigs, and except for the tier 4 out of 50. Those I believe are not numbered, or just right.
Yeah.
So I mean, those cards are beautiful. They're original art. It's my favorite, the favorite set that I go after. Especially when I came over from sports cards to get back into Marvel, I chased the 2016 Marvel Masterpieces first out of all sets. So,
and that's something to be said with the new masterpieces coming out, that a lot of the masterpieces people don't know if they don't know much about masterpieces, but they're all going to be numbered. The base cards are all numbered, which there's only going to be 2,000 total sets ever that people can put together. I mean, how many sets can be put together of 1990 MU? Probably over 200, 300,000 sets could be put together, right?
correct.
And so there's quite a bit versus what these newer sets go that are numbered. There's something to be said for rarity. And when it comes to a tier 4 numbered to 50, only 50 people can have a tier 4 numbered. And the higher the tier on the gold sig, the rarer the actual gold sig is. So if you have a tier 4 gold sig, that tier 4 is pretty numbered pretty low as well. Maybe around the time the same amount as the what if, right? On the tier 4s.
Yep.
So you just gotta
that's a card that I'm still after, is that 2016 Venom what if card.
Well, there's 50 of them out there. It'll come up sometime.
It will. It will.
For you. So
it will. I think we've answered everything in the chat so far.
Yeah, no, I think we have to. But I do want to shout out to my nephew. I think he said hi 3 times so far.
Yeah.
I didn't say, hey, what's up, Kellen? Kellen's watching here.
What's up, buddy?
Derpa sent him a really great gift package the other day because he won on stream. It was pretty awesome. He was so excited. Like his like face lit up pretty big. Like he loved that Derpa. So appreciate that. How you were able to give him some extra cards too, man.
Yeah.
So,
and again, guys, just to circle back to the beginning, my apologies for not being on time tonight. I had some technical difficulties on my end, but I'm glad that I was able to make it on here. We're going to be on here every single week, like as promised, bringing you guys great content, bringing you guys special guests. So we appreciate all your support. So if you haven't liked the video, make sure you give us a like. That helps the algorithm, if that's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously tonight we had a quick guest. He didn't stay with us for the whole time, but he was had some other stuff. He had a really long day, and it's just not good when you have these different time zones and all that stuff. It's just, it is what it is. And we all have our own lives. Me and Sin will try our best to always bring you something great, something wonderful on Friday evenings, but we wouldn't be anything without our viewers. So I appreciate it. And Derpa, you have been great this whole stream in being able to join in. So
yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Anybody that we missed, apologies, but yeah, let us know if there's anything else we can do for you. If you have any ideas, me and Sin are way open to any box breaks you want to do. If you have a specific Marvel break that you haven't seen that you want to see, obviously, we can't say money is no object because we're not, like that. It's more so if you want to see a box, let's see if we can get our hands on it and bring it in sometime for sure. And if you guys have boxes out there that you want to break, reach out to us. We'll put you on the schedule for Marvel Bros and Friends. So,
okay. So thanks again, guys. Leave any comments like Josh says, but make sure that if you guys are not following the channel, make sure you're following Marvel Madness MCU. Give a brother a follow as well, Sin City Cards and Comics. Also follow us over on IG. We're always posting great stuff every single day. But hey, till next time.
Awesome, dude. Appreciate it. See you guys. Have a good night.
Take care.
Peace.